Rich, a few days on from Sunday, obviously not a result we were after. Your thoughts looking back at that one?
Yeah, not great. Bit of a horror show, really. We spoke about half time. With a team like York, given only having a 35% completion rate, 21 errors within the game, and that's what you get. If you turn over the ball that much and give a team like that amount of attacking opportunity, they're going to punish you. Yeah, so we just made life really hard for ourselves, and it was across the board. It wasn't as if it was just like certain individuals. It was, the middles were making errors, the outside backs were making errors, the halves weren't, taking a couple of poor options, and yeah, it manifested into a very disappointing performance. Considering we'd spoke all week about righting the wrongs. We the first time we played them, and if anything, we got worse.
You mentioned that completion rate. Obviously, it don't really matter you play at this level with that sort of percentage. You're not going to get far in.
No, certainly not. Like I say, 30-35 first half, and I think that for overall it was 45, but we only crept up to that due to the fact that we got a couple of player one penalties and they class as a completion. So it probably in a reflection of what that is anyway. So yeah, three completed sets as well. Getting to kicks. All week we spoke about making sure we put them under some sort of pressure, we put them in the right places, because like I said, they are a quality outfit, and you have to stay in the game, finish in them pockets, put them under some pressure, and we just didn't do it. Like I said, first three sets of the game we erred, and from then on it was all downhill.
Obviously, we know what that result means for our season now. As disappointing as it is, it's not just a performance that defines our season, is it?
No, certainly not. And I'd like to think that there's the players respond to that performance, and give the fans a performance that that they deserve, and I think our season deserves as well. And I think we've got Tarley coming who's announcing retirement, so it'd be nice to hopefully maybe get him on the field. He's carrying a bit of a knock at the moment, and we'd like him to finish the season with us, but we'll see, and give him till Friday to determine if we can do that. But if not, it'd be nice, big turnout for him, a performance for him, because he's been a great servant to this club.
We'll move on to Tarley in a minute, but just as this season has gone on, obviously that disappointment's right now, but the progress has been there throughout the season.
Yeah, look, we've probably we were great run when we was away, having to play them games, and we got everything right. We picked up some injuries, and still players continuing with them injuries. But I'm sure every other team is. It's no excuse for what they put out there at weekend. And the good thing about rugby is you get another week to put things right, and we'll look to do that against Halifax.
You mentioned Tarley there. Obviously, him and John are both planning on retiring after this weekend. They've both been two great servants for this club, haven't they?
They have. What they've helped this club achieve. Tarley especially. He's going on to his testimonial 10 years. He's been a stalwart for this club, and he's grown. He's helped grow this club to where it is today. I think Carl always spoke. He got bigger offers and better offers to go elsewhere, but he stayed loyal to Doncaster, and I hope the fans get behind him on his testimonial here. Benny, a little character, helped us, with playoffs and getting us into the championship, and it's just as a player when it becomes time to hang up them boots. But he's had a great career in all the clubs he's been at, and he'll be missed. With cheeky little player, cheeky on and off the field, and a great character for the game.
Both going to be leading the Dons out on Sunday. Like you mentioned there, that playoff success, they were both kind of monumental in that, weren't they?
Yeah, certainly. We brought in Benny from Halifax, and we know what you get with Benny. A run threat. I don't think he's ever been a kicker of the ball. We tried to make him into one, but I think we knew what we had with him, and but he's put in some fantastic games and performances for us, and helped get this club to where we wanted it to be. And we'll have to replace him and move on now, and that's the challenge.
Right, so moving on then, this Sunday, last game of this season, Halifax at home. What are you expecting from that one?
Yeah, for us, we need a performance, not just for us, but for the fans. That it was disappointed what they put out there at weekend, and we don't want to finish what has been, a pretty good season for us. We're disappointed we haven't hit the goals that we set for the beginning of the year. We've just missed out once again, and that's for us to have a look at as coaching staff and make sure that next season we're fully prepared to make sure we achieve what we set out to do.
It really is about finishing this season on a high this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly. For us, like I say, it's been disappointing these last couple of weeks. Especially the Barrow. I think the Barrow one really hurt us, and the Oldham one as well. To don't miss out by a point in a dominant performance, and had our chances to win them games. I think it's took a little bit out of us than what we thought, and boys a little bit busted going into these last couple of games. And yeah, look, we want to finish, for ourselves on a real high, for the fans as well, who have been fantastic all year. And, we've got some boys who have been training with us all year that we get to give an opportunity to have a look at them for next season as well. So, yeah, we've got a lot to play for. And, yeah, we just need to right some wrongs from weekend.
Finally, you mentioned those fans. It's going to feel like a long time before we see them again. It'd be great to see as many there as possible. Right?
Yeah, look, it's a tough one on the back of that result, but I think we've shown what we are capable of. Again, we need to be better at them tighter games, and again, that's down to recruitment for next year, and we're already on with that. And hopefully, the boys that we bring in will make us stronger, and we won't miss out on them. And if we don't miss out on them, we're in them top four comfortably, and that's for us the goal for next season.